2000 minimum, at least minimum 2000 miles. I am telling you which I did at a stretch in Narmada Parikrama I did. And at a stretch walks, only that is 2000. Practically almost all the Jiva Samadhis of India, famous Jiva Samadhis of India I have seen. Only 4 Jiva Samadhis are living Jiva Samadhis. I always tell this to my intimate people. In India, if you visit India, don't miss these 4 Jiva Samadhis. One is Shirdi Baba, another one is Vrindavan, Raghavendra Swami, third one is Raman Maharishi of Arunachala, fourth one is Sadashiv Brahmendra of Nehru. It's a just a small village, not even 10 houses. Not even 10 houses on the bank of Kaveri. So living, you can simply see he is alive. He is alive.
Yes.
He never lived with clothes. Yes. And not only that, he always used to drink that they make out of bale Siddhi. Have you heard of Siddhi? He used to drink Siddhi. Don't pick up all these habits. And don't think you can become enlightened by picking up all these habits. After enlightenment, they did that is different. That is a big danger that I don't speak about all these things. I was staying with one great master. Surely he is enlightened, no doubt. He used to continuously smoke. Very elderly man. When I went and met him, somehow I hate that smell. The moment I see that smell, I feel that smell, I always feel like vomiting. So I had my own inhibitions or hatred feeling. Whom I came to see, but these people say enlightened, let us see. I was just thinking and sitting. And after smoking a small pipe, the pipe made of mud, in North India that's what they use. After finishing it, he just emptied that pipe. Before smoking, they put a copper coin on fire. He put one copper coin on fire, fanning. When they fan, such a bad smell will come. And after finishing the smoking, he just emptied that small cup, a small pipe. I saw the whole thing was gold coin. Nothing. Just he put the copper coin in front of me and he emptied gold coin. And he used to do the same thing. Next day again he will start smoking. This is the same routine. I stayed with him for more than 6 months. From him only I learned the science of energizing the mercury, solidifying the mercury. If you come to our ashram, touch our Dakshinamurti, a stone vigraha, but simply you will have an electric shock. Not one or two, anybody who touches, anybody can go and touch. It's for mass. Anybody can go and touch the vigraha and you will have the electric shock. Because under that, the solidified mercury is installed, 50 kg of solidified mercury. It's a pashana. Pashana means poison, which can hold and radiate the energy. The art I learned from him only. I was staying with him. All the 6 months, throughout the 6 months, I saw he will put the copper coin and smoke, empty gold coin. You will be surprised. And the man's love and the purity and the joy and the ecstasy, you cannot imagine. I asked him one day, Baba, they call in North, Swamis are called Baba. Baba, why are you smoking? It's not good for health. He just laughed and told me, fool, can you tie a big elephant inside a small hut? So unless I take this, I stay in this body. Then I understood, actually, enlightened masters are supposed to do the reversing process to stay in the body. Otherwise they can't stay in the body. So he has got some mission. So he has to stay for some time. So what he said is exactly truth. If they have to dull themselves little bit. That's why Ramakrishna says, I always think of jalebi. The moment he come down from ecstasy, he will tell, jalebi. You can see, if you read Ramakrishna's works, you can see, the moment he comes down from ecstasy, I bring jalebi. And Sharadama used to feel very shy. She would say, what people will think? The moment you come down from ecstasy, you say, bring jalebi. Jalebi means a sweet, Indian sweet. You say, bring jalebi, let us go to kitchen, bring khichdi and all these things. People will think you are meditating on jalebi. People will think you have been thinking about the food. What foolish thing you are doing. But he says that unless I keep the small desires, it's difficult to come down. Unless you have some work, you can't come down to the body. That is the reason. So you can't judge the masters. You can't. Enlightenment is nowhere related to any of your physical activity. It is just beyond body and mind. There are few things. It's like when you start learning how to drive the cycle, you need to sit straight, hold the handlebar, properly pedal. Once you master the art, you put your leg on the handlebar. Same way, when you start the sadhana, you need to practice few things. When you start the practice, the moment you master, there is no need to bother anything. You know how to balance and run your life. It's a subtle knack of balancing your energies and running your life. Once you learn that, that's all.
Emphasis on the free will, destiny, and divine grace.
If you have grace, you will have free will. If you have free will, that shows you are already having grace. Destiny, your present is the totality of all your past decisions. So your future will be totality of all your present decisions. That's all.
I've heard so many times being told that the main purpose for a human being is to be one with God or be realized. And that is the pursuit we are all after.
Actually, purpose of the human body is to learn the technique, to live blissfully, ecstatically, without the help of body and mind. If you learn that art over, that is what you call it, the name that being one with God. Understand this term, that will be more easy.
So, my question was, the Creator intentionally made it this way. Are we contradicting?
No, the creator, created, creating, all these words will lead to only more and more arguments, more and more disturbances. Actually, there is no three things. Creator, creation, created does not exist. The creation itself is an intelligence which is continuously creating. Only one thing is existing, the creating is existing. There is no three things. Understand that. One more thing, understand this corner from this point of view. Learning how to live blissfully, joyfully, ecstatically without the help of body and mind is the only thing which you are supposed to learn. That is the ultimate goal. That's all.
Now, how do you look at the yoga and everything versus like yoga? Because
Both.
you can apply somebody else and say, give me salvation.
The problem is,
Same or what is that?
both yogas as you understand is wrong. The Jnana Yoga means you think it's an intellectual process, but you can see the great Jnanis expressing the bhakti like anything. Raman Maharshi. ஐம்புலங்கள்வர் அகத்தினில் புகும்போது அகத்தினி இல்லையோ அருணாச்சலா. He says, these five guys from outside, they are coming and stealing your wife. Are you not in your house? Are you mad? The expression of bhakti to Arunachala, he says. And there are great wisdom expressed through from Bhaktas, Chaitanya. If you have read Chaitanya's books, wow, the intellect, and especially Ramanuja's Srivashya, According to me, Ramanuja Sribhashya is much great intellectual work than Sankarabhashya. Ramanuja Sribhashya is greater intellectual work than Sankarabhashya. So, there is no difference like Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga.
I think it's so much technical term. Just when you are taking salvation, through the simple faith. Somebody else
Yes,
will-
no.
What is the
The
quality
simple
that
faith,
you
see,
have
in the simple faith, also nobody else comes and liberates you. You liberate yourself by the power of faith. And when it is a Jnana Yoga, when you work on yourself, that time also the Guru's grace descends and you become enlightened. Both are not two different things. Take up someone which you love and go deep, that's enough. It is not important in which path you travel, it is important how sincerely you travel, that's all.
So even for the people who do the Bhakti Yoga, because I mean, I'm just looking at my previous generation. Like I'm not the same as my Atai or something, but I mean, even my Lalita, my she was having her grandmother, she passed away. She would protect her time of death. She got her entire family, had everything, etc. She left her book, eventually started, but I think
The simple faith can lead to that. Yes, please tell.
Yeah, yesterday you remind me, you asked me to remind you to give you your description of
Enlightenment. Okay, now I will give. Just before that, let me finish this question.
Oh, I have a question about what you were saying about logic and concept. Since that you said that logic and intelligence is concept, if everyone has a different type of intelligence, does that mean everyone's idea of concept is different?
No, in intelligence, everyone will not have any one idea. Expression may be different, but experience will be same.
So their idea of concept.
No, you see, when you express the idea, when you express the intelligence, you will never have a conflict with others. There will never conflict. There will be deep harmony. You will not have conflict. Can you put your question once more in a little detailed way?
I want to know whether or not you're saying that, I guess I'm asking if everyone's idea of what common sense is different from other people's.
Yes, everyone's idea of common sense is different.
Okay.
That's true.
It's, I think, when it comes to consciousness and parents, whom should we follow?
Surely consciousness. Surely consciousness. Give respect to the parents, but not the life. It's a consciousness. Let me talk about this enlightenment. The problem is, let me tell one of my problem also. Still I don't feel big comfortable because it's not your mistake. Naturally you are seeing me just one day ago. Only one day you know me. Naturally you cannot open up so much to have faith or trust in my words verbatim. You can't have that. Naturally you will have a crash questions. The idea which I am going to express has no proof. God never gave me certificate. He gives only enlightenment, no certificates. And neither it has got proof, nor it has got certificate. It's a deep, subjective, personal experience. It is much more intimate than love affairs. Even your love affairs are known to two people. It's between two. But this is much more intimate. It is only between one and the one. Even if your love affair cannot be open to a new person. Will you talk about your love affairs? A person whom you met just yesterday? No, you can't. Certain quality of intimacy is necessary to speak. Certain quality of intimacy is necessary to open up. Even the love affair cannot be opened means enlightenment can never be opened. I am opening it up because there are few really sincere people I am seeing, so that they will be helped. Other people, when you can't believe, just forget about it. Don't bother to believe. Don't bother to put all the stuff in the head. Don't bother to create more trouble for yourself. If you feel like, oh, he sounds truthful, then take it inside. If you feel like, oh, all these things are old stories, then forget about it. That's all. It's your choice. There are few sincere guys whom I am seeing. They can be helped. That's the reason I'm opening it up. Okay.